What's up, guys? Hope you're having an awesome day. My name is Andrew, but you can call me Andy, and this is J-Rock MD, the show where we talk about all things J-Rock. On today's episode, we have the full album review for One OK Rock's 11th studio album, Detox. Let's get into it. So, funny enough, this little guy came in the mail today, and it feels surreal to finally hold it in my hand. But if you are a nitpicker like I am, you will notice that we've got purple text here, meaning this is the international version of the album, which I bought on Amazon to support them because I knew I would be bumping it on Spotify and Apple Music. So we got ourselves a copy of the international version here, which honestly, if I have to say, it's almost identical to the Japanese version. But let's open it up here and see what we've got to work with. Peeling this off is gonna feel so good. Alrighty. Oh, look at that. First thing it says on the inside of the booklet is "Be Free." Oh my goodness, and I love, we got some awesome album artwork there with the little squids. The art done by Emil, who's an amazing artist. I've loved the stuff that he's done for them. And yeah, I can't help but notice, I love these little squid things on them. They remind me of if Splatoon characters went to rehab for drug addiction and just got out. And we're going to take the booklet out of the case here. Oh, look at that. We've got some really dope art in there. Oh, I love this. In a world where nothing was lacking, One OK Rock believed all was peaceful, but God thought otherwise. To him, peace could only exist because there was chaos elsewhere. To make them see the truth, God scattered mysterious bacteria across the world, aiming for balance. A strange disease spread, and soon fungi covered the earth. Now, the world was finally balanced. This is crazy. Wow, there's an actual lore behind this album. What? I did not expect this at all. This is a huge surprise. With the surface world no longer livable, humanity fled underground. To escape the bacteria, they created a virtual world far beyond the reaches of the sky. Instead of coming together, people started fighting over territories, even in this digital space, which soon escalated into virtual world conflicts. Honestly, not too far where our world is headed. Oh my goodness, and here we go into the album. Let's start with the first song on our album, which is Nasty. We start this off with such an intense, gritty, epic song, and I felt like I was not expecting Nasty to be like that. I thought it was going to be this kind of intro where, more instrumental, and that would have been cool too, but instead we got, honestly, one of my favorite songs on the album, showing the anger and frustration at this nasty and disgusting world that we live in, however you want to interpret that. Very chanty at the end, and I feel like this song is going to slap live. That song goes straight into Dystopia, a song about the future and that things are, dystopia. We are living in a dystopia. Regardless, this is life now. This is the new normal, and we just kind of have to find light in the dark. After Dystopia, we have Tropical Therapy, which we just got a new music video for, and to be honest, on my first listen, I was just overwhelmed by emotion from this track. There was a lot going on in my mind, and just hearing about tropical therapy, it makes sense. It's like a vacation for the mind. Thinking that, the song was beautiful, the melody was beautiful, but as I listened to more, there's almost a haunting beauty about it. It's hard to love the song almost because in some aspects it feels like a cry for help, and it may not necessarily be Taka. It could be someone around Taka. That said, it shows that sometimes we do go into dark places, and that when things get tough, maybe the best thing we can do is take a permanent vacation. And I kind of got that after a couple of listens. Correct me if I'm wrong in that interpretation, but I feel like that's kind of where I settled on that song. Following Tropical Therapy, we kind of get a little explainer into this world that we're living in, and it is a democracy that is not fair at all. We didn't necessarily choose this system. We don't agree with this system. This system doesn't serve us, so are we delusional in thinking that we can have something better? Delusional was the first single ever dropped from this and really set the tone of where this album Detox was going. That said, I feel like Delusional is still a standout on the album and it is not overshadowed by any of the unheard tracks. Now, Party's Over is a song that I know is going to top most people's list when it comes to this album, simply because it goes back to the old days of Zankyo reference, but I feel like there's a little bit of a fake out. In the beginning, we got this kind of Latin acoustic vibe, and then they kind of count down into a more punchier post-hardcore Zankyo niche syndrome type 1 OK Rock style song. With the modern flair to it, it does get pretty heavy. There's some screams in it, and I feel like it just sits right at home on this album. Very aggressive, kind of saying the jig is up, party's over, it's time to go and do something. So I loved this one. After Party's Over, we've got another fan favorite, and I feel like this one still shines on the album, and that is Puppets Can't Control You. And honestly, the song is exactly what it says, is like, we have free will. People cannot control our actions as much as they do on a daily basis, and they try to control the masses. So I really like this. It's heavy. We've got it co-produced by Dai from Paledusk, and you can hear in the arrangement, it goes hard and it really matches the tonal sound, where we have this mix of this computer engineered type heavy rock sound with your traditional post-hardcore instrumentation. And so that one just stands out, and I feel like I'm going to be bumping that for a long time. After Puppets Can't Control You, we got Tiny Pieces, and I mean, Tiny Pieces takes us away from the grand scale of things. Like, the world is doomed, we're living in dystopia, we've got to do something about it, they're trying to control us, and it kind of brings it into a more intimate level of kind of showing where Taka's mindset is after a breakup, and how, you know, being in love can destroy you and change your viewpoint on the world. And I really like this song. I honestly feel like it's going to be an underdog because the production sounds very similar to something you might hear on like Eye of the Storm. That said, I was actually a fan of Eye of the Storm. The one gripe I had with Eye of the Storm was that although the songs were produced really nicely, they lacked substance in their lyrics, where I feel like this song is very meaningful. The lyrics are very deep. It takes multiple listens before you truly understand the message Taka's trying to convey. And I love it. I feel like this one, I need to hear it live. I feel like it may get missed on some set lists. I hope it doesn't. I hope Taka gives this song its due diligence. This Can't Be Us follows in, and I felt like this was the only time where I felt like there was a small kind of like lull or breathing room on the album, which could be good for some. When I'm looking for a non-skip album, I want bangers from start to finish, or, you know, sprinkled in with some crazy emotional heavy ballads. I want to ride. I felt like this one did mellow out a little bit, and I feel like some people are gonna really like This Can't Be Us. I kind of call it the Your Tears Are Mine Part 2, and it sounds like something that could have sat right next to Your Tears Are Mine, or replaced it really on Luxury Disease. But it made its way here on Detox, and I mean, the messaging is really actually a positive from it. I really like that this song is kind of a follow-up to Tiny Pieces in a way, kind of accepting that this type of relationship is not working for me, it's not working for you, we got to move on from it. So it is more of an acceptance song. Yeah. So again, I'm a little lukewarm on it, but again, I was with Your Tears Are Mine, and that song actually did really grow on me months and months after Bop and Luxury Disease. So who knows? After this Can't Be Us, we have a special song in my heart, and that is Plus Matter, because of course we know that this was debuted at the Premonition World Tour 2024, and it makes its way on this album, sitting comfortably, and gives us again a more kind of upbeat song, like, you know, the world is effed, Taka's heartbroken, he's trying to grow from it, he's trying to grow as a person, but there are a group of people that get him through it, and he hopes that kind of we reciprocate those feelings to him. I feel like it's such a good message and a very upbeat, positive song. Then we are getting a spelling lesson from Taka and some featured guests in the form of Curiosity. We got Paledusk and Chico Carlito on this album, and this is the biggest curveball on Detox, in the fact that honestly to this point right now I really don't even know what the song is about. I'm still trying to discover that, but I know that it slaps. I love Chico Carlito's verse. It goes super hard, super fast. This song is gonna slap in concert. And then of course Paledusk screams and heaviness and thrash, and it is probably the heaviest OK Rock song we've ever heard. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is the heaviest. And like I said in videos before, I feel like these songs on this album are not heavy for the sake of being heavy, because us fans wanted a heavier album. We wanted a departure from the pop of Eye of the Storm or the alternative rock of Luxury Disease. To be honest, I feel like they're heavy because they need to be heavy, because they serve the themes of this album. So I just wanted to put that out there. And last, but certainly not least, and probably one of my favorite songs on this album, is The Pilot. And I'm telling you right now, again, we have such a crazy album about detox, right? We're almost looking at the world as it is. Things are crazy, things are messed up. There is kind of a beautifulness in this disaster, this chaos, but it brings it back down to earth, back down to the small, seemingly small problems, but sometimes these small problems that go on in our life are actually crazy. Taka's talking about when he's 15 and he had this kind of, you know, he didn't have this like pilot in his life. I'm really curious as who the pilot was. Is it a partner? Is it a parent, a guardian figure, some kind of guiding figure? Is it us, the fans? Who knows who this character, the pilot, is? But I feel like Taka and the gang wrote this with someone in mind. That said, the melodies in this song really, really strike true, and it really tugs on your heartstrings. You really feel, and I feel like it's such a good build-up and a good way to end such an amazing, heavy, epic, spectacular, grandiose album in the form of the under 39 minutes. Like, it is a punchy 39 minutes, which is crazy for an album, and I feel like it is quality over quantity, and One OK Rock showed up to deliver. As Taka has always said, these albums here are honestly just an invitation to go see them live. So if you are watching this and you have not purchased your One OK Rock tickets yet, whether you're in North America, Latin America, you're in Japan, or you're sitting patiently over there in Asia, Australia, any part of the world, grab those tickets when you can, because this is a ticket you can't miss. And if they play even half of what's on this album, we are in for one of the greatest concerts of a lifetime. No cap. Guys, this was my review of One OK Rock's Detox. Thank you so much for being a part of this. It's been amazing. A great lead up, a great payoff, and we're not done yet. We've got live season. We're going to be bopping this back and forwards. We got studio jam sessions. I've got more content down the line. So if you like what you hear, please hit that subscribe button and bell notification so you never miss a One OK Rock video here on J-Rock MD. Until we meet again, I'll see y'all in the next one. Oh my goodness, guys. I am reading more into this booklet here, and it's an entire story about the album Detox. I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but I do want to read the end because I feel like going through all the songs, it didn't do justice, my words, to what the emotion and heaviness and story behind this album is, but I feel like they wrapped it up quite well here. In a live venue on the surface world, people from all walks of life have gathered. One OK Rock proudly raised their microphones and began to sing. Their mission, to detox a world filled with poison thoughts. And that's what this is. To be free of those poison thoughts, music is the medicine. And that's what I've been preaching on this channel the entire time. I love this. If you have a chance, pick up your physical copy of One OK Rock's Detox, whether it's the international version or the Japanese version, which mine will hopefully come soon. But until then, I'm going to go dig up my old Sony Walkman and do this the old-fashioned way.